I've seen this question on Reddit and in Slack groups related to cold emails that I am into, agency owners, right? How to actually troubleshoot cold email campaign, right? How to find out from metrics that my instantly dashboard or smartly dashboard show me what actually broke, right? How to fix campaign if it's not working properly. So I got tired of asking these questions, yeah, at least 3-4 times this week. So I decided to make a video about it, walking you through like one-on-one guide, basically how to troubleshoot cold email campaigns, like when you have like actual metrics. And yeah, I thought it's going to be useful for people here on YouTube. So yeah, let's dive straight in. Basically, as always, I created this Excalidraw with like the flowchart that I'm gonna walk you through, and after that, I'm gonna also show like two live campaigns that I ran for one of my clients last month in January, well, in February already. So yeah, and I'm gonna actually show like the data in practice and walk you through like the decision making process basically. So yeah, let's start here basically. First, when you have like actually a campaign and it's not working properly, like you don't have meetings booked or you feel like something is off, start here. Are bounce rates more than 3%, right? If yes, then stop the campaign immediately. Fix the list first, right? Because it's the fundamental problem. Verify all the emails through bounce ban, check data sources. Maybe you're sourcing from like Apollo or like, I don't know, from Clutch, or you're sending to like info generic domains and you haven't verified them at all, or you have like some cachals there. Like drop all invalid ones and cachals and just send to valid emails only. Also, it might be the issue if you're sending to lots of like email gateways like Mimecast, like Barracuda, like Proofpoint, right? Those also may cause those bounce rates to go up. If it's not more than 3%, like with me, well, soon it's going to be yes. So if it's not, then what's your human reply rate, right? Because sequences like this is from Plusweb, right? But they measure here reply rate with OO and then human reply rate. So you need this one. Take this one. So if it's less than 1%, then something is broken. If it's more than 1%, then human reply rate is fine. So if it's less, then run inbox placement tests. Use tools like MyReach, like MX Toolbox, like Wormy, or you can do native ones in Instantly, Smartly, plus Wipe, whatever sequencer you're using, and check the results there. If your inbox placement test is less than 90%, means if you're sending 10 emails in this test, you're landing less than 9 of them, then fix the infrastructure because it is like fundamentally broken, right? Or simply buy new ones. This is actually what I do for my clients, just because it's not worth the headache to troubleshoot it, and most often it might even not help, right? If your IP is flagged, for example, or if your domains are flagged, then it might not help like at all, depending on like how burned it is. You might want to check DNS records. You might want to let it warm up only to like reset basically for some time. Just put it aside for like a month, for example. It might help, but might not also. Check blacklists, for example. Maybe if you're like in super like blacklist, check domains. It might be an issue as well. But if you are there, then like just simply buy a new one because it's not worth the headache. Like I promise you, to actually try to like put it off there. Then first email has to be actually plain text, right? Because if you're sending like HTML in first emails, if you're sending links, if you're sending something like that, then probably they can go to spam as well. And then maybe you're doing too much volume per inbox, right? Maybe if you're pushing to 30 emails per inbox from Google Workspace or like 35 or 40, I know some people like to do that aggressive, but it makes our emails going to spam as well. Or like another issue might be that you haven't done the warm up for long enough, right? So I like to do at least 2 weeks. Some people do it for a month, right? But if you haven't done 2 weeks at least, then you probably should start again or like buy new infra again and yeah, just start over. And also you might be sending too aggressive volume as well. So if you start sending cold emails from like warm up, you don't have to like you have to keep the warm up on It's number one. And then second point as well, you have to ramp it up slowly, right? So when you start sending cold emails, you may want to start from like two or three, and then increase it with increments of like one or two each day, right? So ramp up slowly, basically. If your inbox placement test is more than 90%, it means that simply changing the copy might help. Maybe the copy was fingerprinted and then the emails went to spam. Might be worth adding spin tags to avoid future spam and like copy fingerprinting, because emails will be more unique. Maybe subject line is too off. People just don't open it, and that's why they don't reply fundamentally, right? Because the issue here was human reply rate was low. Maybe it's too long. People just overwhelmed, like they open it from their phone and it's like bigger than the screen, like screen is like this, and emails are like here, they don't even see the end. Then of course they're not gonna reply it. They're like, not even gonna bother reading it. Maybe first line is too off, so like it's not get them hooked. It's not not getting them curious, and it's not simply not relevant, right? Maybe you're messaging about like cybersecurity to people who are running like brick and mortar shops or like bakery, local bakery. Like it's not going to be relevant at all. That's why they're not going to like even reply, or they're going to mark you as spam, which is even worse. Um, and it's likely not the offer problem, and likely not the targeting problem, because if it would be one of them, then people would reply anyway negatively, right? But here the problem is that you don't have fundamentally enough reply rates. So yeah, um, if it's more than 1%, then what's your positive reply rate? Okay, so we're moving down the decision making process. If it's less than 15%, I count it as like basic fundament. Like I usually don't have any lower than that, right? For any of my clients. Then it's probably no message market fit, which is not my term, but like I hope you get the idea. So it's either like wrong audience or wrong offer, or both of them are wrong. Uh, so let's break it down actually. Um, it may mean that the offer works bad for this exact audience. It may be like too high commitment if you're asking straight for a like 30-minute call, or it may be something they don't want at all. If you're like offering PR placements to, I don't know, people who are running bakery or people who are running gyms, I think it won't be relevant to them, okay? But you get the idea as well. Maybe you don't segment by persona, right? So you're messaging with ROI copy for VP of Ops, right? But he cares about profit margins, about efficiency, and those type of things. Maybe you're messaging about ROAS to CFO, right? Of course, he's not gonna reply positively, because like, why the fuck he should even like care about ROAS? You know what I mean? So segment by personas is my advice as well. Maybe you don't segment by company size, right? Because in a 20 size company, you're messaging the founder, and he's like, it's founder-led sales, right? He's probably doing sales, and if you're saying like lead gen services like me, it would be relevant to him. But if you're messaging founder at 100 headcount, company size, basically a company, then he's probably not doing sales, and he's more focused at like executive level decisions, right? So I would probably need to like message head of sales, head of growth, this type of people. So maybe you don't segment by niche, right? Because you can message marketing agencies, right? But your list would involve like full funnel e-commerce agencies, PR agencies, content marketing agencies, and of course, your fundamental offer, like lead gen services, for example, might be the same, but like the copy itself has to change, right? The hook probably would be different. Something else as well as might be different. You might want to change the case study, the social proof, because, for example, if you're gonna drop like famous PR company, for PR agencies, it's gonna be relevant, but like YouTube short form agencies are not gonna even recognize like who's that even, you know what I mean? So yeah, maybe you're saying selling commoditized offer. So for example, if I'm gonna like email I don't know, B2B SaaS, like horizontal B2B SaaS, and I'm gonna say I'm gonna get you 20 meetings per month, or you don't pay. It's commoditized offer. Like everyone in their like everyone who like have at least some experience in cold outreach will do that. Anyone who have like no experience in cold outreach will put this offer, because it's like it's very popular. And even further, like to reinforce this point, horizontal SaaS people are usually like receiving I don't know, maybe 50 emails with this offer per day. So that's why introducing low friction front end offer might help, like offering them a Loom video, like offering them some helpful I don't know, PDF. Well, maybe PDFs they wouldn't really care, but if it's like solves tiny problem for them, then probably they would be able to care. Like for example, if you're gonna offer them 5 signals that they can kind of think about for their pipeline, right? So for example, you might you might come up with 5 different signals that would be relevant specifically to what they sell and their recipe, and send them this in a doc, right? So probably that would be relevant to them, and it wouldn't need like so much commitment from them as well, right? So and front end cold traffic offer also might mean that you're gonna charge them zero until you book them 2 sales calls, for example, and they don't need to invest any commitment besides filling out the form, right? So this is something some people are running in the cold email agency space, and I think it works pretty well, right? Or if you come back here, if your reply rates, positive reply rates are less than 15%, then probably it may also mean that email is simply not clear enough. So my advice is just make it level 5 reading level and less than 65 words. So like make it like 3 sentences, 4 sentences, make it as clear as possible. Do short sentences, run it through like I don't know, level reading grader. So and make sure it's level 5. Don't use like any technical terms, Well, maybe if you are messaging like DevOps, for example, then you can, but still, probably it's better not to. And if you're more than 15%, well, probably I haven't put it, but if it's more, then it works great. Like this is my fundamental metrics, and if your balance is less than 3, reply rate is more than human reply rate is more than 1, and positive reply rate are more than 15, then it works great. You can add more volume, go a bit more aggressive with infra sending limits. You can buy more infra. SMTP is a good option at this point because people engage with your emails, right? You can add more leads, and still you don't want to stop testing of 20% of your sending capacity, like new angles, new personas, new niches, just because like the campaign that you're running right now, it won't work like the whole time, right? And when it stops, because yeah, market sophistication, market moves, and this sort of stuff, like buyers get sophisticated, more educated, and everything changes, right? So you don't want to stop testing. You always want to be testing, because when your current campaign playbook stops working, then you have to understand what exactly you're going to be doing next, and not just like be lost. You know what I mean? So yeah. And also very common trap that I want to mention is when you have low human reply rate and low bounds, is basically going to be here. Most people fundamentally think that it's either like copy issue or targeting issue, right? Because either like if low reply rate and low bounces means probably like emails don't bounce back, and it's either like bad copy, that's why people don't reply, or we are messaging wrong people, that's why they don't reply. But most of the times, like from essential data that I see, most emails are just landing to spam, right? That's why I want to emphasize here that run inbox placement test here first. Like it's very important part, and do not kind of stop doing that. If something is off, like the first thing that I do all the time is look at the data, okay, number one, and then run inbox placement tests if it's actually something wrong. You know what I mean? So yeah. And then also quick walkthrough of the actual campaign data. So campaign number one here, like step one, bounce rates more than 3. Yes, 4.3. Okay, what's the issue? Stop the campaign, fix the list, re-verify emails through bounce ban, check data sources, drop all invalid ones and cache-outs. After like for this campaign, we dropped all the email sending gateways, um, Proofpoint, Barracuda, Mimecast, whatever, and then bounce rates went back uh, to basically the number became lower. So yeah, it was troubleshoot like that. And campaign two, For example, you see here reply rates, bounces, lower than 3. Yes, lower than 3. Human reply rate is more than 1, 3.6. Positive reply rate more than 15. Yes, almost 60%. So cool, just add more volume. And here we contacted only 879 leads. And what we did, we just scaled up the campaign. We just added more leads and more volume. That's exactly like what we did after that. So yeah, that's basically it. And I'm gonna put this decision. So yeah, this is exactly the sequence, the flowchart decision making process that we use to troubleshoot the campaigns for our own cold email campaigns and for all of our clients as well, which we have 6 at the moment already. So yeah, and it's been working like very well lately. And I mean, by any means, like I don't, I'm not saying that it will stay like that forever, but by the point of March 2026, this decision making flowchart was like the best thing that worked for me. Um, and yeah, I tried multiple different ones as well. So yeah, and if you're a B2B founder, executive, or someone like that, and you want us to run cold emails as well for you, to book you sales calls to your straight to your calendar for your sales team, just let us know. Just book a call. We'll go to our website and book a call with us, and we'll see if you're fit and if we can help you. If not, we're gonna tell it to you straight in the call, and we're gonna give you exact roadmap what to do, like DIY basically. So yeah, thank you for your time, guys, and see you in the next video.